Hello, my name is Ron Dorn. I'm a professor in the School of Geographical Sciences and Urban Planning. And the purpose of this presentation is to explain to you how the GPH 112 SQ labs will work during the spring of 21. That's unfortunately, that's during the COVID outbreak. So I'd like to explain that this is for all of the GPH 112 courses that are offered in Session C. That's a 15-week course. There are two different Canvas sites that you'll have for the course. One of them, if you're taking the lecture part of the course, GPH 111, that's a 3-credit course, and there's a whole other presentation about the physical geography lectures. Then there's GPH 112, the 1-credit course, and that would be this presentation. The 112 courses will be different before the vaccine and then hopefully very different after the vaccine. There are two different ways that you can get the 112 lab course. There's an I-course, which is fully online, and then there's those courses that are offered in Stouffer A12 on your schedule. Stouffer A12 is extremely unhealthy. It's unsafe. It's a small classroom, and there's shared equipment like thermal infrared cameras and GPS units. So we're doing the 112 class starting out ASU Sync for all labs and no in-person. And I'll explain later in this presentation about the video game technology that will be used. After the vaccine rolls out, you'll have the choice of going back into Stouffer A12 and do more traditional labs with the equipment, pen and paper, or you can stick with the video games and get in-person help, or you can stay with the video games via ASU Sync online. The materials for the GPH 112 lab, no textbooks to buy, no lab manuals to buy. You just purchase geovisualizations or the video games that enable completion of the laboratories. The total cost of all of these is the same as the lab manual you would have purchased if it was non-COVID, if it was all fully on ground. You need to use a laptop or a desktop computer. Phones and tablets won't work with these games. They will work with Macs or Windows operating systems. And the instructions on how to purchase and download and play the video game geovisualizations are explained in Canvas. I want to stress to you that there's a full team of people to help you. I coordinate the 111 and 112 labs and course. The 112 labs are developed by a team of people, and the idea is for you to get your money's worth in your tuition. ASU is a state-of-the-art university, and we want the labs that you use, even during COVID, to be at the forefront of the best in education across the world. So you'll have a team, myself, the instructors teaching the lab. These are PhD students who work with me. You'll also have peer tutors, geography majors who can tutor you at no cost. And then there's a laboratory coordinator, Craig Turner, is another person to help you. So what we offer that no other lab sciences offer is not just one teacher. There's a whole suite of peer tutors, laboratory coordinators, me in charge, and the individual instructors. We're also COVID ready. You pick what works best for you. You can pick an I course, which is fully online and asynchronous. And even if you're doing the ASU Sync version of the course, you can still have available all the materials for the asynchronous I course version. You can do it fully online synchronously with your lab group. And we think this is best based on our experience. But even if you're taking the I course, you can still join in these synchronous sessions. Likewise, if you're sick during your lab group, you can sit on another lab group session. We'll provide you Zoom links for all the labs. What I'm hoping will happen is that there will be a mixture of on-ground and online synchronous if we have a vaccine and if conditions allow. That way you can go to the classroom, get in-person help, try the on-paper labs. The idea would be you pick what works best for you. The video games are interactive geovisualizations. There's one about the Big Island of Hawaii. There's one about lightning in the area of Flagstaff, Arizona. And there's two about the Grand Canyon. One where you explore the relationship of the geology to the topography, and the other one where you look at things like the vegetation change in the Grand Canyon and how it relates to the microclimate. In this course, posting questions on the discussion board is a great way for everybody to benefit. Students are still welcome to email your instructor and myself, but what we recommend is that you email everybody that you see in the Canvas, both myself, all the lab instructors, and the peer tutors. I'm the coordinator for all of the labs together. So when you contact me, I will shuttle your answer off to make sure that the peer tutors and all of the laboratory instructors get it. And the person who is most available in time will give you the immediate help you need, either by email or by a Zoom appointment. The Canvas site has navigation in different ways. The opening page has these buttons that you'll see. When you click on the Start Here for navigation, you'll be taken to a mandatory syllabus quiz that you need to take before you can access any of the labs. Another way to navigate that I actually prefer is via the modules link. You get the same information, but it's more in a linear fashion. It's the way I think. Due dates for the Session C labs, we don't want you to get behind. So we have due dates for every 3 weeks. There's one of the game labs that are due. And then all of the assignments are due at the end of the session. If you get behind, we will reopen the game-based labs. But for the first 10, 11 weeks of the semester, we want you to stay on pace every 3 weeks completing a game-based lab. We want you to be able to get help in the Zoom sessions or in person. So the pacing guide that we have here is what we know will help you earn an A with 45 points or hopefully an A plus with 51 points. We know that getting behind is really the best way to fail a course, and we don't want that. I'm not going to read this to you. I suggest you pause the presentation, and this information explains to you why a laboratory science class is required at a university such as ASU. Grades. The grading for GPH 112 is vastly different than almost every other course you'll encounter. It's a system called point accrual, and the idea is for you to have fun and for all students to earn an A+. It's not easy to earn an A+, but we want to have no restrictions. We don't want one bad experience on a lab or one bad test to ruin your grade. This paragraph rocked my world. When I read it, I knew I had to change every single one of my courses. This is what I read. In typical grading, students either score the average grade of their performances or start out with an A and then see their grade degrade from there with every suboptimal performance. Motivationally, this is madness. Either you receive continued punishment for any glitch at the beginning, no matter how much progress you make after that, or you're put in a constant fear of loss right from the get-go. In contrast, when you play video games, you only get further. Challenge by challenge, you accrue experience points that add up to levels. That's the way this class works. You are rewarded for the correct answers. There's no penalty for not doing an assignment or incorrect answers. You just have to demonstrate that you deserve the good grade by doing more work on other assignments. I don't want you to settle for a D and 25 points. I don't want to settle you for the C at 32.5 points. I want you to earn an A plus with 51 points. So I'll let you pause the presentation and read these key points that are in the syllabus for the class. To get started, I want to emphasize that you need to pass the syllabus quiz first. And I'd like to explain to you why we're using geovisualization labs. Why gaming during COVID? The idea is that it simulates real scientific research and exploring data and answering questions. This moves way beyond boring fill in the blank lab answers. Physical geography is a spatial science looking for the processes that explain patterns, and these games allow you to do both. The research we've done indicates this is a powerful way to learn science, where it's far more intuitive. You get to run around the surface temperatures of the Grand Canyon. You get to run around the geology of the Grand Canyon. You get to actually run around lightning strikes in the San Francisco Peaks or the Big Island of Hawaii. ASU students are often parents. And so if you are a parent, have your child play the game. Give them a mouse or a gaming control. Both will work, and have them play the game while you take notes. One of the labs deals with the Big Island of Hawaii, where you run around the volcanoes, rainfall patterns, glaciers, and explore carving of river valleys. A second lab that you'll do explores lightning in the San Francisco Peaks area of Flagstaff, where you learn how to interpret the reasons behind lightning patterns. The third lab is the vegetation and the climate of the Grand Canyon that you'll see when you go there. And the fourth lab is the topography of the Grand Canyon and how it relates to the rock type. So the geovisualization labs, for you to get oriented, is that there's a bank of video tutorials. These are available to you if you still need help after you go to ASU Sync or if you're taking this as an I-course. So each of the labs start with an opening page that you read. You download a PDF file and watch the presentation, and then you do what's called stage 0, which is a tutorial sort of a lab where you learn how to play the video game. Stage 0, you can repeat the quiz from stage 0. We want you to earn 100% of the points available. The idea is that you're exploring the lab and exploring how the lab's going to work. There's also an online lab manual that you can use if you don't want to go at the PDF file. I have a confession to make. I don't play video games. This was really hard for me to learn how to do, so I have suggestions both in a video and written suggestions on how to play the video game. If you don't play the video game, you can get the help of a youngster who does. And you can post questions to the discussion board. So while the game is playing, that's really what stage 0 is about, is for you to get familiar with it if you're not already a video game player. The order of the labs is the Big Island of Hawaii, Northern Arizona lightning, Grand Canyon microclimate, and Grand Canyon topography, where they're due the 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th week. If some snafu happens, we'll reopen the labs later on, but we really want you to stay on pace and getting help in your lab course. So to do that, we'll shut down the lab for Hawaii at the end of the 3rd week, lightning the 6th week, and microclimate the 9th week. When you ask a question on the material, it's great to do that ASU Sync or hopefully inside Stouffer, but if you want to do it in an online environment, post it to the discussion board with a screenshot. Here are some of the other typical issues that arise in this course, and this is the last slide in the presentation. 5% of the students fail because they ignored the class final due date that's posted at the top of the syllabus. Please don't let it happen to you. Over 50% of the students will earn an A+. Please don't bother to ask for extra credit. There's no such thing. The entire class is like extra credit where you earn points. There are 110 points possible to earn, 51 to reach an A+. Please ignore the information that you see in Canvas and the gradebook about this class. The point accrual system is so strange that Canvas doesn't handle it. I have no way to delete what you see in Canvas. It's not relevant to your grade. Only accumulated points matter. And if you have any issues with this class, just ask for help. If you're frustrated, you can seek a Zoom appointment. If you have problems with your own computer, you might ask us, but it's really the ASU help desk is the best way for you to get help with your computer, because we really have no idea how to fix a computer problem on your end. In summary, I want you to enjoy the class, have fun, yeah, and along the way, earn a great grade and enjoy to explore the outside world. That's what physical geography is about. Stay safe.